Marco, the owner of Mapit Incorporated, has produced a map of Canada with his employees. The area of the province of Alberta is approximately 661,850 kilometers squared. On Marco's map, the area of Alberta is represented as 264.74 centimeters squared. The scale of the map, which by that we mean the linear scale factor, can be written in the form 1 to x. Calculate the value of x to the nearest whole number. So in this example, of course, the scale is 1 to x, this being, of course, the map, and this being the province. Alright, so we can set that up. On the top, you're going to have 264.74 centimeters squared, and on the bottom, you're going to have the actual area of Alberta, which is 661,850 kilometers squared. Now you could actually divide both the top and the bottom by 264.74. When you do that, what you get is 1 centimeters squared is equal to 2,500 kilometers squared. So this is your current scale right now. It's 1 centimeter squared is equal to 2,500 kilometers squared in real life. Now this, just letting you know, is an area scale factor. A little hint is to take a look at the units, centimeters squared and kilometers squared. Because they're squared, we're talking about area here. In order to turn that into a linear scale factor, which is important when we're trying to determine 1 to x, you have to take the square root of this. You can always rewrite this out. So it's a square root of 1 all over the square root of 2,500. The square root of 1, of course, is just 1. The square root of 2,500 is 50. Putting in the units, it's 1 centimeter on the top and 50 kilometers on the bottom. This here is your linear scale factor, so your ratio is going to be 1 to 50. In B, on the same map, the area of the province of British Columbia is represented as 376.839 centimeters squared. So we have to determine the actual area of British Columbia to the nearest 100 square kilometers. Well, we do have an area scale factor. It is 1 centimeter squared to 2,500 kilometers squared. You can certainly set up a proportion. This is going to equal to 376.839 centimeters squared on the map. And we're trying to find the actual area in kilometers squared. So you cross multiply this, and what you're going to be left with is 942,097.5 kilometers squared. And it says here to the nearest 100 square kilometers, so that's going to be 942,100 kilometers squared.